NASA and independent astronomers discover a massive object flying through the Milky Way at about 1,000,000 miles per hour, give or take a few miles per hour. I'm not joking. Check this out. Buckle up, Buttercup. Is this Nibiru's big brother? This thing is massive. Sci-Tech Daily. Hypervelocity escape. NASA spots mysterious object moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And it's not just any object, it is a massive object. Listen to this. Citizen scientists collaborating with NASA's Backyard Worlds project have discovered a unique hypervelocity object, CWISE J1249, that is rapidly exiting the Milky Way. Major sell-off in the markets also. Do you got a 401 or IRA, or do you have money in stocks? You may want to jump on your computer real quick and take a look at what's going on. Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, warns millions of 401ks and IRAs will be toast. I've been talking about this for years, and I'm going to give you a happy recommend again. Check out Noble Gold Investments. You'll thank me later. Give them a call, 1-877-646-5347. Let them know Rex from Leak Project sent you. Go to leakprojectgold.com. Check out noblegoldinvestments.com. If you've got a 401 or an IRA, and you convert into precious metals and qualify, find out how, you'll be gifted either a 10-ounce solid silver American U.S. flag bar, or if you want, you can get the limited edition Trump rounds, 10 of these, 10 ounces, 10 single-ounce rounds, and this is a limited edition solid silver. Don't let the money funders have all the fun. You know, money funders, the big banks, they're usurping tons of gold, literally. Gold and silver and precious metals, a tangible asset. Gold has been used to hedge against inflation for literally thousands of years. If you go back to the ancient Babylonians and the Sumerians, they were using infrared images from NASA's WISE mission finds this mysterious object, and it includes contributions from amateur astronomers who identified its unusual speed and composition. The object, possibly a low-mass star or brown dwarf, showcases a rare makeup indicating an ancient origin. Theories about its high velocity involve interactions with supernova or black holes, suggesting a dynamic past within the cosmos. How was it found? Well, let's take a look at this real quick, shall we? This is the paper, Discovery of a Hypervelocity L subdwarf at the star brown dwarf mass limit. We report the discovery of a high-velocity, very low-mass star or brown dwarf whose kinematics suggest it is unbound to the Milky Way. CWISE J124909.08 was identified by citizen scientists in the Backyard Worlds Planet 9 program as a high proper motion, faint red source, moderate resolution spectroscopy with Keck Nyers reveals it to be a metal poor early L subdwarf with a large radial velocity. And its estimated distance of 125 plus 8 parsecs yields a speed of 456 kilometers per second, which is over 1,000,000 miles an hour. I just did the math in my head. It's amazing, right? Well, I did the math on Google search. I had to type it in first. So, galactic rest frame. This thing is moving. It is smoking fast, and it's massive. This thing is insanely huge. So it is moving at a speed of 456 kilometers a second in the galactic rest frame near the local escape velocity for the Milky Way. We explore several potential scenarios for the origin of the source, including ejection from the galactic center in the past, survival as the mass donor companion to an exploded white dwarf, acceleration through a three-body interaction with a black hole binary in a globular cluster, and accretion from a Milky Way satellite system. Did you get that? So the CWISE J1249 plus 3621 is the first hypervelocity, very low mass star or brown dwarf to be found, and the nearest of all such systems. It may represent a broader population of very high velocity, low mass objects that have undergone extreme accelerations. Read all about it. I'll leave the links in the video description box. Let's go look at it over here, shall we? Do you want to actually see what it looks like according to stellarcatalog.com. It's located 408 light years away from the sun. It is a single star of spectral class, has 8% of the solar mass for now. There are no known exoplanets in this star system. You can see it in the center here. Zoom in. That's as much as it'll let us zoom in there. There you go. Yeah, 20,042 miles per hour is its speed. Oh, yeah, I was just looking at this earlier. Data leak affecting everyone in the US, UK, and Canada was even worse than we thought. You can read about this 9 to 5 Mac. So this is interesting. And this is from SciTechDaily.com, unraveling the mystery of the CWISE J1249. So it's zooming out of the Milky Way at about 1,000,000 miles an hour. It also stands out for its low mass, which makes it difficult to classify as a celestial object. It could be a low mass star, or if it doesn't steadily fuse hydrogen in its core, it would be considered a brown dwarf, putting it somewhere between a gas giant planet and a star. So the size of this thing is also estimated to be about the size of Planet 9. Very interesting. I don't think it has the same trajectory. What's interesting, even more so, though, is this thing is moving at 1,000,000 miles an hour. That's freaking fast. Whoa. Ordinary brown dwarfs are not rare. Backyard World's Planet 9 volunteers have discovered more than 4,000 of them, but none of the others are known to be on their way out of the galaxy. This new object has yet another unique property. Data obtained with the W.M. Keck Observatory in Hawaii show that it has much less iron and other metals than other stars and brown dwarfs. This unusual composition suggests that CWISE J1249 is quite old, likely from one of the first generations of stars in our galaxies. Interesting how it's a, what do they call it, a three-something problem? Three-body problem. It reminds me of the TV series Three-Body Problem. Could you imagine if that thing was heading towards Earth? That's fast. You think it's a planet? Like a rogue planet? It doesn't seem to fit the requirements for a rogue star, even if it's a brown dwarf. Some might speculate it could even be a spaceship at the speed that it's traveling at, with its size and its mass. What if this thing's like a massive spaceship from a Type 1 or Type 2 civilization? Recently, reports came out that astronomical observations, might have observed Dyson spheres, which would be a telltale sign of a Type 1 civilization. Type 1 civilization can harness the power of its star. Let me just double check that. Type 1. A Type 1 civilization, according to the Kardashev scale, Type 1 civilization is able to access all energy available on its planet. Okay, so a Type 2 civilization can directly consume a star's energy, most likely through the use of a Dyson sphere. Now, where did they find these? Astronomers find possible Dyson spheres. Here it is. Take a look at this. This is really cool. In June 2024, a study by the Royal Astronomical Society, which is no joke, very prestigious, hence Royal Astronomical Society, found that 7 stars within 1,000 light years of Earth may be surrounded by alien megastructures called Dyson spheres. The study examined infrared heat near the stars, which is a type of heat that can't be explained otherwise. The theory behind Dyson spheres originated in the 1960s with physicist Freeman Dyson, who proposed that aliens could create spheres around stars to capture all of their energy. Dyson also suggested that these spheres would emit heat as a byproduct, which could be detected as infrared radiation by scientists on Earth. However, the researchers noted that the star's strange behavior could also be explained by other phenomena, such as dust clouds. They concluded that additional analysis are necessary to confirm the presence of Dyson spheres and understand the nature of the sources. For example, mid-infrared Spectroscopy could help determine if the infrared excess is caused by dust or a Dyson sphere. If it's caused by dust, the emission features should reflect the dust composition. If it's caused by a Dyson sphere, the emission should be pure continuum radiation. You read about it Earth Sky, Live Science, CNN. And I was also thinking that before I even read the part about the dust clouds, I was like, well, couldn't it also be a dust cloud? So it's either a dust cloud or a Dyson sphere. You choose, ladies and gentlemen, type 2 civilization or space dust. They're so similar. I mean, come on, man. That's kind of funny. But anyway, if any truly exist, Dyson spheres, that is, or Dyson swarms, artificial megastructures built by extraterrestrial civilizations to harness their stars' energy, astronomers have found 60 possible candidate stars after searching through millions of stars for signs of Dyson spheres. 60 possible stars with Dyson spheres within 1,000 light years. That's pretty dang cool. That's pretty freaking cool, man. So we got possibility of Dyson spheres. We have the possibility of a Muamua being some type of intergalactic scout ship. This is a report directly from the Pentagon, AARO, the Department of Defense All-Domain Anomaly Research. And I want to share this with you on page 23 because I think that it describes this explains to me why we have seen such a shift in the debate of ETs and the UAP phenomena, especially in the media. I think we found the main reason why, or one of the precursors to this. So I'm going to read this to you directly from the report. The organization AATIP also investigated an alleged hotspot of UAP and paranormal activity at a property in Utah, which at the time was owned by the head of the private sector organization, including examining reports of shadow figures and creatures, and exploring remote viewing and human consciousness anomalies. The organization also planned to hire psychics to study interdimensional phenomena believed to frequently appear in the location. The DIA did not seek nor specifically authorize this work through a DIA employee, though a DIA employee set up and managed the contract with the private sector organization. June 24, 2009, Senator Reid sent a letter to then Deputy Secretary of Defense William Lynn III requesting that AAWSAP and AATIP be made a DoD Special Access Program. Deputy Secretary Lynn declined to do so based on the recommendation of then Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence James Clapper Jr., that such a designation was not justified. Just prior to the DoD cancellation of the program, the private sector organization proposed a new line of effort to host a series of intellectual debates at academic institutions to influence the public debate, which included hiring supportive reporters and celebrity moderators. The goal of this proposed public relations campaign was to assume that ET visitations are true and that the moderators would steer debate away from dead-end discussions and the morass about discussing evidence. A stated goal of this proposal was to increase public interest in government disclosure around the ET topic and explore the consequences of disclosure on the public. That's it right there, folks. That paragraph, to me, says it all.
Bingo!
And then also, look at the new TV program, Beyond Skinwalker Ranch, and all of the paranormal and bizarre activity that's recorded out there. That goes hand in hand with this paragraph right here. This also goes hand in hand with the media, the news, pumping out so many articles related to the possibility of ETs and the invasion or the observation of extraterrestrials. This is incredible. So let's go back to the podcast. So it just seems like it's a new live action role play. Now, that doesn't take away from ETs, and that doesn't take away from the very real possibility that ETs do exist. I certainly am a believer. It just appears that a lot of the ET phenomena that we see here might not actually be extraterrestrials. It might be more like intraterrestrial or ultra-terrestrial versus little grays that travel through space for multiple light years to come here and probe people. I don't know. I'm just saying. Unless there's some type of like space portals or something, that would make more sense. Some type of Stargate technology, but traveling through the cosmos for thousands of years in enormous amounts of radiation, cooking yourself like an oven, like a radioactive oven, it just doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know. So that's why I'm presenting this to you. I want to hear what your thoughts are, and super looking forward to reading them in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. Be excellent to each other. Subscribe, hit the bell, be well, and be the change you want to see.